What's up, everyone? Welcome back for the next part of this fucking game. Fuck yeah. So anyway, if I can get through a sentence without doing that again, I am back to finish this game out here, and for those of you just tuning in, not that anyone actually is, because I have no fans. No, I'm just kidding. I actually technically have about 116 or something last time I checked, somewhere around there. And, yeah. So that's pretty cool. But I highly doubt any of you are sitting here this late at night watching me do some bowling shit. But anyway, in case you are tuning in for some fucking reason, like, you have no life, congratulations. Not to insult you, but congratulations, you have no life. I'm taking some time tonight to reflect upon 2018 and just for me personally to get some perspective, because I have to say overall 2018 was a terrible year for me. It was not good. That being said, I am on the upward swing because 2018, despite it still being pretty terrible, it had some good moments, and it was still better for me personally than 2017, because 2017 was, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the worst year I've ever had in my entire life, and that's saying something, because I've had some pretty damn bad years. Like, pretty much after 2010, my life pretty much sucked, and here I am some 9 years later now, and my life still sucks. Isn't that great? Anyway, I'm really uplifting you guys, I know. Anyway, if I'm done being an asshole for 2 seconds, which, knowing me, I'm probably not, because, hey, I'm an asshole, and I don't fucking care. So anyway, 2018, there was a lot of bad things that happened in 2018. And of course, tonight I'm going to be discussing the good things that happened in 2018, the bad things, the horrible things, and the terrible things, because there's a lot of those. But, you know, there were a few highlights, so I'm going to go over those too. But first, let me start off with what kicked off 2018 for me, and it was the strangest fucking thing. You know how I kicked off 2018? By being sick 3 fucking times during the first part of the year. Now, to give you guys an idea, that does not make any sense for me personally, because previously I have had a very good immune system. Like, I'm the kind of kid who, like, everyone, you know, at school, everyone else would be sick and I'd be, like, totally fine. You know, I have a pretty kick-ass immune system most of the time, but for some fucking reason at the beginning of 2018, I was just getting sick, like, constantly. 3 times. And the one time, I actually vomited. It had been a long fucking time since I had actually puked my guts out. Like, back before I had a beard, because I'm growing a beard now. And take my word for it, those of you who have a beard can back me up on this if you've ever vomited with a beard. It fucking sucks. Trust me, cleaning up after that shit fucking sucks. Straight up fucking sucks. Dude, I had like chunks of vomit in my goddamn beard. I'm sorry, I'm probably grossing you guys out right now, but hey, I'm just being honest, okay? It fucking happened. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it didn't, you know? That's one thing. I ground myself in reality, in the knowledge that things are what they are, you know? There's nothing you can really do to change that. But yeah, I actually vomited for the first time in like probably over 5 fucking years. I actually vomited because I was so sick. And that was fucking weird for me. Not to mention I had a perpetual cough going on for the first part of the year as well. And that sucked. I was just coughing and coughing and coughing for some fucking reason, and it just sucked asshole. Damn it, I thought I had a strike there. Alright, anyway, sorry I was getting off topic. But yeah, that got me off to a slow start this year. That was part of the reason that, 2018 got off to such a shit start for me too, was just because I was perpetually sick. And, it's hard to get off to a really solid start if you feel like fucking shit, That was kind of out of my control, though. There's nothing I could really do about getting sick. It just fucking happens, So that's part of the reason why 2018 was a really garbage year for me, was because I just got off to a slow fucking start. And trust me, being sick 3 times in a row really sucks. I mean, I was so sick that day after I vomited, I couldn't even go to work. I was actually too sick to work. To give you guys an idea, I've been working at the same place for about 5 fucking years. Not once up until then did I ever have to, miss a shift because I was too sick to work. I've worked shifts before where I've been feeling, a little sick or whatnot, because I usually only get sick like once a year, Usually only once a year, and then I'm done with that shit, And I've worked sick before. I had one shift actually where I was so damn dizzy that I could hardly walk a straight line. That was an interesting shift. I was physically fine except for the fact that I was dizzy, and I was sick. But I mean, I felt physically well enough to do my job, But I couldn't walk a straight line, and part of my job is bussing tables, because I'm a host at a restaurant, but we're also responsible for bussing tables. And I remember carrying some of those bus tubs back to the dishwasher was a rather large challenge at times, because I could hardly walk a straight line. But up until that day when I had vomited the night before and I was so sick I couldn't come into work, I was out for an entire day, which is unheard of for me, because I never get sick. I almost never get sick. If I do, it's about once a year. And that's fine. I get sick once a year, that's fine, and then it's done. But 3 times right at the beginning of the year, and then a perpetual cough that lasted for like probably a good 3 months for some fucking reason. Although I actually have a theory about this, because I had to take my car in. I'm going to be talking about my car in a later segment tonight, because that's a whole other fucking story. Don't even get me fucking started on that shit. Which I will get started on that shit, but that's later. But I was told that I had a major exhaust leak, and I drive a long ways to school, so I think that perpetual leak actually was leaking fumes into my car and causing that perpetual cough of mine. That's my theory. That's just a theory. It was not proven, but if I had to venture a guess, it would definitely be that. So I had this perpetual cough for 3 months, and I got sick 3 times within the time span of a couple of months. That was rough. I actually had to miss a day of work, which, again, I had been working at the same place for about 5 years. For about 5 years now, which I have been and still am. And that was the only shift I ever had to miss because I was too sick to work in 5 fucking years. So yeah, this year, again, there's a lot of reasons why this year was not good for me. This was just one of them that I'm going to be talking about tonight. But damn, it is really hard to, get off to, to have a good year when you're already fighting an uphill battle, when you get off to such a shitty start at the beginning of the year. So that did not fucking help me at all. By the way, I'm hardly paying attention to what I'm actually doing with the bowling thing, so that's why I'm sucking so much ass right now, in case you guys are curious. Because tonight is more about reflecting on my life in 2018, more so than the actual game itself. I just, I don't like to do just videos about me talking about stuff, because my YouTube channel is not about me necessarily. It's more about video games, so that's why I always like to play video games when I talk about shit. That's why I don't just do straight up rants. I do, Pokemon Battle Revolution rant battles, as I call them. And yeah, it's just really fucking hard to have a good year when you're already fighting an uphill battle right from the start. So that was kind of bullshit. Right off the bat. Just fucking sucked. So that, right off the bat, just put me in a hole. So yeah, that was one of the reasons why 2018 was a total, not total, but kind of, I'll say it like this, it was a bad year for me. It was just a bad fucking year for me. It was terrible. And that was one of the reasons why it was such a terrible year for me. So yeah. The next game, of course, I'll be talking about a couple more aspects of this year that I want to reflect upon. So there are good aspects of this year that I would like to reflect upon. It was not all bad, but there was a lot of bad stuff. Not all bad, but a lot of bad stuff. But there were a few good things that I want to talk about as well. So I'm going to be continuing on next game, talking about more aspects of 2018 that I wish to reflect upon tonight. So join me next time, or don't. I really don't fucking care. So until next time, guys, peace out.